Comet-Man here, and today will be a cartoon drawing video, and I'll be doing what I used to do as a kid to cartoons I like, which is draw them in my style, because I don't know, just to see I guess. Anyway, the cartoon I'll be drawing today will be the Powerpuff Girls, and I'll just narrate an original fanfic about what's going on in the panels. And with that, presenting... 13 years ago, the bustling city of Townsville was no stranger to occasional rampaging kaiju beasts from the ocean, or an occasional meteorite dropping from the sky. This imminent danger opened up the city to a lot of crime and chaos, so a sense of impending doom was nothing in short supply in Townsville. This was the reason why Mayor Vincent and his secretary Deputy Bellum would often enlist Professor Drake Utonium to make inventions to help the city, who was always excited and ecstatic at the thought of science and discovery, even doing experiments with apes. One day, one night, no one truly knows the reason why. Many say it was because the science and discovery had just stopped filling the void within him. But he decided to make the perfect daughter. Machinations and alchemy of this science were rather complicated. For simplicity, let's just say sugar, spice, and everything nice. One night, in a lab accident, the mysterious and unstable chemical X would make its way into this concoction. At a bright explosion in the lab, the professor barely surviving to witness what stood before him as he dizzily awoke. 3 little girls hovering before him. That night, whether it was by accident or fate, the Powerpuff Girls were born. Not at all what the professor expected, for these little girls exhibited godlike abilities such as flight, strength, and could even fire beams of energy from their eyes. He was ecstatic to raise them as his daughters nonetheless. The meek and giggly blue-eyed one being named Bubbles, and the forward and front leaderly one with pink eyes being named Blossom, and the rowdy and tough one with green eyes being named Buttercup. Really growing together as sisters as they learned how to master their powers. In not too long they yearned to be heroes and help their city against all that threatens it. And in no time, even as children, their godlike abilities allowed them to help their danger-ridden city with ease, deterring massive falling meteorites, fighting off any kaiju beasts that rise to cause harm to the city, and even fighting street-level crime, stopping the gangrene that was harassing the citizens of Townsville, juggling that with making it to school on time. Now, the city of Townsville. A normal day. As the bell rang at Pokey Oak School, the students moved out of the class, the 3 emerging. "Man, 7th grade is boring," Buttercup would comment, having barely stayed awake during the class, while Bubbles was still admiring the drawing she made during. "You really should pay more attention in class," Blossom would comment. Before the school popular girl Princess Morebucks would cut in, making fun and teasing Bubbles for her drawing, which Buttercup would smirk. Not more than a minute later, Princess Morebucks was hanging upside down 20 feet in the air in Buttercup's hand. "Put her down, Buttercup," Blossom would comment. "You know we don't use our powers on civilians." "Fine," Buttercup would respond, rolling her eyes and setting Morebucks down, who would march off angrily. Bubbles didn't necessarily care for any of the events that were happening. The 3 jetted off into the sky. Meanwhile, at City Hall, Deputy Secretary Miss Bellum would read all the duties to Mayor Vincent while he fiddled with a pickle jar, all interrupted by a shadow casting over the windows, averting light, soaring up over the building, and in an instant, screaming and loud booming sounds coming from upstairs as the ceiling rumbled. Mayor and Bellum looked at each other. Immediately, the mayor reached for a red and white telephone. Elsewhere, at the residence of Professor Utonium, who was cooking over a stove, while Bubbles and Blossom floated behind him telling him about their day, which was interrupted by an identical red and white telephone ringing As the news came on, finally something to punch, Buttercup would say. Three girls would look at each other, nod, and zoom out to the front windows. "Dinner's in 30 minutes, the professor would yell. As the news on the TV caught his eye, having a good picture of the fiend attacking City Hall. He would drop the remote, immediately zoomed, grabbed his coat, and ran out the door. Oh, Bellum and the mayor, trapped in the office as the building shook, they could hear whatever juggernaut or titan above smashing its way through the first top floor towards theirs. "Stop right there," Blossom's voice would yell through the mist. The three identically shocked at the fiend who controlled the mech from inside. It was a green ape with a massive long helmet over its head. "The Powerpuff Girls, not the reunion I expected, but it'll do," said the ape. "A talking animal," Bubbles gushed. Wait, you know us?" Blossom would inquire. But before any further attack, the Titan would leap at them, engaging them in battle. Finally, Buttercup thought, the three would battle Blossom in lead of formation. Blows with the girls from all directions, but never tiring. It almost looked as if the ape was relishing the idea of beating them. But Blossom kept pushing on hard with the formation, which in fact started pushing it backwards, until Buttercup saw an opening underneath. Full speed struck it back from there. The mech would get up, and its arm transforming into some kind of sonic cannon, and fired an ear-searing sonic wave at the girls, them holding their heads in pain, the waves seeming like they were weighing them down. "Waves could drag this on a little bit more," the ape said, "but I might as well just finish you now," as he increased the volume. The girls were surely done for until... "Mojo, stop!" the professor said, walking in. You know him?" Blossom would ask. "Oh, he never told you," Mojo would cut in. "Allow me to clarify. I was one of his test apes, one of his many experiments and trials with Chemical X. To be thrown out as a failure. That is until the day you three were born. The explosion that awakened my intellect and gave me this," as he opened his helmet, revealing a massive brain protruding from his skull. "Now, returning the helmet, I have the power and knowledge to take this city for myself. I am no write-off or cast out, and I'm gonna take it starting here with the mayor." "We need to take him now," Buttercup whispered to Blossom. "No, give the professor a chance." Would start whisperly arguing in the background, not noticing that Mojo was ejecting a laser beam from behind the mech, as the professor still pleaded. And with a blast, cutting the argument, the two looked forward to see a burning hole in the lab coat as it fell to the ground. But empty? Bubbles, coming to a loud, squeaking gust of wind, stopped behind them and laid the professor down, who was more shocked that he was okay. Bubbles zoomed forward, uppercut the mech into the ceiling, cut slamming right through, landing on the roof. "Will you two quit being dramatic and stop arguing all the damn time?" Bubbles would yell loudly, making Blossom and Buttercup miss the sonic ray. Buttercup and Blossom would smile and apologize to each other and hug, which the professor and Bubbles would join in on. And the mayor would awkwardly join in on too. So in the mech, laser and sonic cannon destroyed, the suit would scrappily get up. "Oh no. Don't you have a villain to finish off?" Miss Bellum would remind them. "Right, girls," Blossom would say. "Let's give him the old Powerpuff Girls three-way beatdown special." Buttercup and Bubbles both smirking at her. After today, Mojo would have some lengthy prison time to serve. But all in all, once again, the day is saved, thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. Yep, that's it. That is it. Me drawing the Powerpuff Girls in my comic book style, as well as narrating my own little fanfic story. So, how'd y'all like this? What you think of the art, commentary, you like it, hate it, even about the short story, bash your childhood or something. Anyway, With that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I know, don't really have anything else to say. And with that, this is your Comet here, signing out. Bye bye.